MVC, my family, I love you guys so much. I am always trying to make these shorter, always failing at it. I pray that and I hope that you'll hold on through all the stuff here. It's just an opportunity for me to speak to you directly. I mean, and I really see it as just me talking to you individually. Just you don't have a chance for feedback, but you can call me, text me, reach out to me with any feedback. So hopefully you'll just make it through this. I want to talk about our first ever D group class, and I want to overview just quickly so that you're prepared for what the class is going to class or the group is going to be about and what it's going to look like. But first, some announcements, and literally the most important one is that Pastor Josh is 40 years old today. So, I mean, honestly, be kind, but you really should reach out to him. And I mean, 40, it's a big deal. He made it. I mean, it's all downhill from here. So, or is it 50? I don't know when that happens, but happy birthday, Pastor Josh. We love you deeply. We're so thankful for you and for your family and for the impact and the selflessness and for showing up early and staying late and all more than I could even say. And it'll make this video too long if I try. Safe Spaces tonight. Please RSVP if you plan to be there. That's at 6 o'clock tonight at the space. Bring Easter eggs this Sunday. If you can, just stuff some Easter eggs with candy or buy them pre-stuffed and bring them this coming Sunday, Palm Sunday. And then the Good Friday Easter egg hunt and our Easter Sunday breakfast. Those events are on Facebook. Please share at will. Invite others to come to those, and all the details are available there and on our app, so you can see that. Now concerning D group, tomorrow night we're going to do our first of these, and it'll be monthly, March, April, May. This is a trial run. Maybe, and Lord willing, we'll be able to do it in the fall more intentionally with the lessons that we learned in these next 3 months. Please plan to be there, but just know, trial run. To that end, childcare, we're going to have a slight tweak. We had originally said up till 2nd grade. We're now just saying up to pre-K, just because of we couldn't get enough volunteers to watch the kids. So from pre-K all the way down, there will be childcare tomorrow night. Everyone else is welcome. We'll have some sheets for the kids to either flip over and color on the back or on the front, actually take some notes, and there'll be some intentional ways that they can engage with the content. So please come out. It's not going to bother me. I do know that it can be a struggle for you from a parent perspective, and so I understand that, but just know that I won't be bothered by it, and we'll do our best, all of us surrounding you, to just, we're a family together, and this is how it is. But what I do want to say, as far as our childcare needs, because we do have childcare needs, first importance on Sunday morning, and secondarily for these next few weeks of classes. We haven't figured out exactly what childcare will look like in the fall, but for the next 3 classes, we're trying to do that in-house. And so, again, primarily for Sunday morning, additionally for our these once-a-month deals. Here's what I want to say about childcare, and I've heard it all. I've been a pastor for a long, long time. I've heard all of the excuses. I'm not called to kids ministry, et cetera, et cetera. And I just want to call BS on that, lovingly. That's bull shnikes, right? So just in case I didn't cuss. But I want to call BS on that. I said it again. I want to call bull crap on that because, listen, the Great Commission is all of our call to make disciples. And quite frankly, childcare at Mercy Village Church in the 1st through 6th grade classes and the pre-K classes and the nursery, at varying levels and in varying ways, those are all discipleship opportunities. It's opportunities for us to invest in the next generation. If you think about the big 3 things I talked about a few weeks ago that we're hoping to invest in as a church in the coming years, the first and foremost one was to steward the young people that God has given to us. We want to invest in them with gospel truth and gospel impact. And so, honestly, don't see it as a need as much as you see it as an opportunity. If you're not involved in childcare at our church, if you're not if you're not impacting the children at our church through Sunday morning, pray about it. I'm not saying everybody's called to it right now, but you're at least, I think all of us are called to at least ask God, would you use me there? Would you use me there? And if the answer comes back yes, then talk to Faith Early first if you want to serve in the first through sixth grade class. They can use help there for sure. And then secondly, talk to Amanda or Brittany for the younger ones. But we need help, but even more so, you get to join the mission of God. I'm serious. Like, I know that sounds like me trying to do a little bit of bait and switch maybe, but that's literally the reality. And then not only that, but you get to be the hands and the feet of Jesus, serving parents at our church who can then worship distraction free. And then secondly, and maybe what's dearest to my heart right now, is you get to serve the other volunteers in our church. You know, there's people in our church right now who are back there like 3 weeks in a row at times. Like, they don't even get to sit in the Sunday morning gathering for like 3 weeks, 4 weeks, however long, because they're picking it up back there. They're doing that work back there. And they're not whining about it and complaining about it to you or me. But I'm sitting here saying, man, why don't we serve these people? So please pray about it. I know that got off on a little bit of a rabbit trail there. As to the content of the D group tomorrow evening, and again, I pray you're still with me. And if you are, thank you for this, and I appreciate it. We're teaching on God's design for the world and for humanity tomorrow. And this is bigger than I even think it is. It's bigger than we think it is, and it's super important. We're going to break it down into 3 categories of God's design for humanity. First, we're going to talk about how God has designed us for intimacy with God. I'm going to teach on that for 7 minutes, but it's going to be the highlights, but the important parts of that doctrine. We're created for intimacy with God. Then I'll teach for 7 minutes on the Imago Dei. We were created in the image of God. So life in his presence, this is what we were made to experience. The Imago Dei, this is what we're made to embrace, that we bear the image of God, that all of humanity bears the image of God. This impacts how we see ourselves, and it impacts how we see other people. And then lastly, we were made, God's design was for us to be nurturing, tending, multiplying, and experiencing fruitfulness in the things that God loves, the things that he loves, and in the way that he desires, right? So that's God's design. That's what we're made to embody. We're made to embody that reality of loving the things that God loves and nurturing, investing, multiplying, and experiencing fruitfulness in those things the way he's designed us to. So then again, we could say so much more about God's design, but we're just going to spend 7 minutes on each of those topics: intimacy with God, Imago Dei, nurturing, tending, multiplying, and experiencing fruitfulness according to his design. 7 minutes each of those 3 things. Then we'll turn around kind of where we're at and get in some small groups. And we'll spend 5 minutes per topic with just one simple question that we'll kind of toss around. So that's, if you're 21 and then 15 minutes, you're now at like 36 minutes. Yeah, 36 minutes. Then we'll open up the floor for Q&A after that, and I'll just answer live any questions that maybe arose or thoughts that you have that come out of it. We'll do some Q&A for about 15 minutes. So now we're at 51 minutes, and then we'll close the gathering out with prayer. Not just from the things that we've talked about in the group, but in particular, we'll pray for Nashville, for what's happened there, for other things that are happening in our community, and we'll close out the gathering in prayer, and then we'll be out of there by 7:45 at the latest, but hopefully closer to 7:30. So 6:30 to 7:30, that's our plan. So listen, if you're still with us at this point, I want to echo what Josh Early put up in our Facebook, our private Facebook group, saying thank you to all of you who engage and volunteer and make sure that our Sunday mornings are happening and all the other things that are happening. And then I want to add to that as well, thank you for being a church that is open to all types of people. We are a church that is open to all types of people, and that is beautiful. Sometimes it does have some complexity to it and difficulty to it, but that's worth fighting for. And you guys have been a type of church that fights for those things. And I pray that we continue to keep fighting for that together, that we can welcome the young and the old and everyone in between, the near and the far from God and everybody in between, the rich and the poor and everybody in between, et cetera, et cetera. And I'm just so thankful when I see that on Sunday mornings and throughout the week at Mercy Village Church. Thank you for fighting for that. May we continue fighting for that. Thank you guys. Love you guys.